Good day and welcome to Customer FX Training Webinars. My name is Dale Richter and today we're going to be looking at the SalesLogix web client, changing options on the General/Search tab. There's many different options within the web client, so we're going to take them piece by piece, and in this webinar we'll just be looking at one tab within those options, and that tab is the General Search tab. Let me quickly switch over here to my web client, and now you're looking at the options already. So in the upper right hand corner of the screen, I just went up and clicked on options up here, which brings us to this options tab, and in here I just clicked on the General/Search tab, and we'll be talking about the options in here. So in the upper right hand corner we start out with, and it shows the first option is Show on Startup. And if we click on the drop down box there, you see several different options like accounts, contacts, leads, opportunities. The top one there is the welcome page. You've got reports, processes, all kinds of different things there you can choose to look at on startup. So that just means when you log into SalesLogix, what would you like to be the first entity that you are in once you're in the program itself. So if you always go in and look at your activities first thing, you could have it just open right up to the activities. Or if generally you're always going to be on the accounts page, I would have it log right into that accounts entity. The next one here is the default owner or team, and this is an important one to set when you first set up your client. When you create new contacts or accounts, what is the default owner or team that you want those accounts owned by? And again here we can click on the little magnifying glass over on the right hand side. In here you can see that records can be owned by users or by teams, or under system they can be owned by everyone, or everyone view only. So those are the different options we have for the default owner. And you want to make sure to set that default owner according to your own company's rules. The IntelliSync contact group, this is the group of contacts that you're going to be syncing back and forth between your Outlook, if you're doing that at all. If you're not doing that at all, don't worry about this one. So this is an ad hoc group that you would set up for contacts that you want to sync back and forth between Outlook and SalesLogix. The next one here, they enable automatic log off. This is an important one. Very often we will log on to SalesLogix, and if we're a salesman, we're making lots of calls from that database, and maybe sitting back and having fairly long conversations. If that's the case, we do not want the system to log off after 30 minutes. We may be sitting there having a conversation. So if that's the case, you could just uncheck this box here to log off after 30 minutes, and it will not log off at all until you choose to log off. Or if there's another setting that you choose to set, if you want to put it at 60 minutes or 120 minutes, you can certainly do that also. But if you don't want it to log off by itself automatically, just uncheck that box. The next checkbox here I recommend leaving checked. It says prompt before leaving a page with unsaved data. So in the web client, the data does not save automatically. If you change a phone number, change an address, or change some other piece of information, it is not going to save that information until you actually click on the save icon. So if you leave that page and do not have this checked, it would just wipe out that information and move on to the next page, and you'd never know that it wasn't saved. So you want to make sure that this is checked so the system will prompt you that you're leaving a page with unsaved data. The next several options here are the base templates, the email-based template, the letter-based template, and the fax-based template. These are the base templates that you would be using when you go to write a new template. It has to start someplace, either a blank page or a base template. So it starts out with a base template that puts in some of the standard information for you, and then you can build your template from there. You can also create new base templates for your own company and put them as the base template for each one of your users. Then we have an option here for the Write menu. It says Recent Templates, and it has a number in there, and this one has 5. Very much like Word, when you're using Word and you see the documents that you've recently had opened, with the right menu you can see the recent templates that you've been using. And the number in here just shows how many recent templates do you want to show in the list. And the default is 5. And that's probably very sufficient. The fax provider, there's only one option here, and that is the Microsoft Fax Service. So if you are using Fax Provider, the Microsoft Fax Service is the one that you would be using, and make sure it's chosen here. Down in the bottom here we have extended features may require a download, and they have it checked for Use Active Mail requiring ActiveX. So when you use ActiveMail, it installs an ActiveX control that would allow you from your email to send out of SalesLogix, which will save that email right into SalesLogix. So you want to make sure that you do use that ActiveX if you're using the email at all. Over in the upper right hand corner we have some other email options. About logging to history is the first one, and the couple options we have there are do not prompt or prompt. So if you do not prompt to log to history, when you save an email from your Outlook, it would automatically put that into the history of your contact record and would not prompt you. If you choose to prompt, then it would actually stop at the dialog box, allow you to enter other notes, and then save that to the record. So either way, if you choose not to prompt, you can always go in and open up that history and edit it at that point and add additional notes also. The next option there is prompt for duplicate contacts or leads. So if you save an email and it finds that there is duplicate contacts or a duplicate lead in the database. Now remember, it's only looking at the email address. But if it finds another contact with the same email address, it will show you both of those contacts and allow you to choose to add it to one contact record or the other, or to both. The last option here is prompt for contact or lead not found. So again, as we're saving an email from Outlook into SalesLogix, if it cannot find that contact or lead, again, based on the email address, it will prompt you and say this contact or lead is not found. At that point, you could get out of that dialog box and then go add that contact into the database, or at the very least, check for that contact and make sure the correct email address is in place. So we'll look at these other tabs in the options in other webinars. In this webinar, we have been looking at the General Search tab. So this has been a SalesLogix Web Client webinar, changing options on the General Search tab. Thank you for joining me today, and have a great day.